It's no longer about numbers. How many teachers must a school have? How many teachers that a circuit must have? How many teachers that a department must have? No. Here are they now, Bakona. Can you guarantee the nation in terms of their individual and collective capabilities? So that's why we then talk about making sure that we bring workshops, we bring training for them. We then train equally the cohort of the subject advisor. You have been appointed as an expert in this subject. What is an expertise out of the expert that you are? Why in this circuit are these teachers unable to teach this economic, or this business study, or this maths, whilst there is an advisor of maths that has been appointed as an expert on this particular field? So that's what I'm then saying. We are getting out of generalization. We are becoming particular, and we are becoming specific, and we are becoming more aggressive in terms of what must be done. The learner support programs, colleagues, they have arrived in school at their desks there. At their learner support material. Is there the subject revision guides, study tips, lesson plans, and all the necessities that these kids are going to have? There is a difference between walls and schools. We need that package of information, that package of tools for those kids to be able to deliver the mandate of the province that they have been given to. So that's why we are saying we needed that so that we can be able to deal with that particular. And hence, we have been in collaboration with other sister partners in the space. We have brought in your Gen into the space. We have brought in your Maths Infinity into the space. We have brought in a number of institutions that are academically assisting us so that you can be able to deal with the need of a learner individually. And that is only informed, HOD, by the fact that we are a maths and science province. Don't forget that. You don't master the art and skill of maths and science, you are not going to get that target. Because we have got a high number of maths participation than any province in this country. So more than 55 to 60%, Mr. Mabona, through you, HOD, are doing maths and science in the province. So it means whatever strategy that you are bringing, if it doesn't talk to the crowd pulling subject, you are missing the point. So that's why I'm saying we have got that that we have to deal with. But again, colleagues, we realize the full implementation and support of the last push, and the department has partnered, as I said, with sister departments. There must be stability here, safety must come in. Department of Safety and Liaison must come in so that you don't have any things that can be disruptive during this particular process. You will remember that the minister have signed a collaborative implementation protocol on the 24th of June this year, so that we stabilize our schools in the country. At least there is clarity between the conduct of the learners and the conduct of the employees that we have. And that collaboration has worked quite very well with us, so that at the level of the ECDOE, we retaliate, colleagues, that there is no place for violence in our schools. You do that, you are subjecting yourself into DC of the department, and ultimately, if you are found guilty, you are going to be shown the door. We need an environment that is free of drugs. We need an environment that is free of sexual harassment And we need an environment that is free of human trafficking. That's why today I can announce that that teacher that is alleged of human trafficking in East London has been arrested. And whether today or tomorrow she gets a bail, mayor, she must receive her suspension with immediate effect so that she can discuss the merits and demerits of her case outside of the schooling environment. Suspension does not mean that you are guilty. Suspension means, can you clear your name of the disrepute that the institution might suffer out of you? So that's why I'm then saying we are trying our own level best to deal with those matters. And again, colleagues, we have tried by all means to secure this Department of Social Development, Department of Health, as a collaboration in the context of the sexual harassments that we have been engulfed with in the province for the recent times. We have suspended all those that are named in there. But the only problem that I must raise it here, TTGs and HOD, is that we might not have people coming up front as victims. And if that happens, it's going to be a problem in terms of the institutional stability. Remember, TikTok does not get into the court. Somebody must lift up a hand and say, I am the victim. And somebody must lift up a hand and say, I am the witness. So we are trying to manage that particular space so that whatever that might have transpired in that particular process does not infringe what then becomes the ambition of the province in terms of the examinations that we're preparing. Colleagues, we are indicating that preparations for the final examinations have started early in March, as you would know. The registration of candidates have part-time and full-time has started at that time. We are at 108,311 full-time candidates this year and 13,719 part-time students. So we are almost around about 16,000 candidates that are writing examination if you combine the two figures. And also we have got 1,086 examination centers across the province, categorized as follows. We have got 900 from the public schools, 54 from the independent schools, 11 from the special schools, 2 from the prisons, because we have got inmates that are writing examinations as well, and we have got 119 part-time candidate centers, so that those that might have surpassed the age of basic education can be able to undergo grade 12 and write examinations. We have got 967 chief invigilators in terms of the human resource for us to manage the examinations. And also we have got 119 chief invigilators that have been appointed by the district and also head of examinations that have signed the contracts for us to be meticulously ready for whatever processes that are going to unfold. But logistically, colleagues, we are ready in terms of the management and security of the papers. Remember, we are one of the provinces in the recent times that we didn't suffer HOD leakages of papers. Because leakages of papers are a phenomenon that can kill kids. Because once a paper is leaked, it means a paper must be restarted. And once a paper must be restarted, it means you are playing with the emotions of the kids. And therefore, You must get them out of that anxiety. So that's why I'm then saying, as part of the province that has been, at least for the past 4 years, not having any leakage of papers and not have any irregularities that are gross in terms of managing this particular process. And we benefited in that particular conduct of the educators and the entire management that we have. The elephant in the room, colleagues, are new schools that are going to take grade 12 for the first time. They do not have that experience. Yes, teachers themselves might have experience because teachers are migrating from one school to another. But as an institution, you are conducting grade 12 for the first time. So in actual fact, an institutional arranged memory is not there. But however, the department has been able to prepare them thoroughly. There are 6 of them in the province. And they have been trained on that, and we have been able to deal with them. They are found across the districts, one in Alfenzo, one in Amatole, one in Buffalo City, one in Christian East, and the other one is here, the Victoria Leadership in Nelson Mandela, and the last one is in OR Tambo. I am reflecting on this because there is no, as I said earlier on, there is no parent that have sent a kid in order not to pass. The school may be new, but the journey of education is old. So you must be able to differentiate between those two. A total of 573 accommodation and concessions have been approved and granted, and 217 of these learners are from rural schools, 98 from special schools, and 173 from the affluent schools, and lastly 85 learners from the township. So when you talk concessions, these are management issues around the curriculum management of schools and the curriculum performance management, so that we can be able to clear the house before anything that can happen. So we have dealt with that. Colleagues, in terms of the scholar transport, as you would understand, the provincial government has been able to arrest it on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, precisely because of the non-payments that the taxi operators were alleging from the Department of Transport. And we have been able to break down such complaints in terms of districts and in terms of regions. They were predominantly around Alfenzo East, Alfenzo West, and Buffalo City, and Amatole West, and also here in Nelson Mandela. There were not that much in some of the districts. And as such, the kids that were affected are predominantly in Cluster B. There were 799 of them that were affected by that chaos that has been observed through. But I'm then saying they have since started operating now, because the Department of Transport has been able to roll over a plan on how to pay them starting from yesterday, because the runs of Treasurer are 2 per week. There is a run on Tuesday, there is a run on Thursday. So payments are done by provincial government on twice a week. So they were clearing the backlogs that are there. So, but equally, we were then advising them that these matters of compliance must not be a by-the-way issue. Because once there are people that do not want to comply with law, and they think that they are going to do voicemails to stop the service of government, there is going to be a problem. Because remember, there is no single cent that must be paid from the public purse without an accountability tools and mechanisms. So you can't pay somebody because he's saying you are owing me. You must provide documentation, and that documentation must be audited. And the audit of that particular documentation must be within the regulations in terms of the Public Funds Management Act. So we agreed with them in terms of that particular process. And hence I'm saying we have got safe zones on that. But fortunately, because the HOD and the team are quite proactive, they have already developed a plan of incubation, by the way. Whether the strike was going to be there or not, examinations were going to be written in the Eastern Cape. Why? Because if you observe the culture of the Eastern Cape, it's a culture of incubation once post-August. Even schools that do not have hostels, they tend to be hostels in the evening.